This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Hello there and welcome to this very special edition of You Special, your campus show on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn, Mathew. Today we are going to be talking about the much talked about, much awaited, the budget session of 2011, when that announcement and all of those big announcements were made by Pranav Babu at the Parliament session. Something we as Chennaites can't really ignore is that big announcement for the college campus, the Madras School of Economics in particular, that was made. The huge allocation of 10 crore rupees that came in. While many call the budget overall as, pragmatic, a no-nonsense, lackluster, a pedestrian budget, there are obviously different views, even from political quarters, but we're going to find out what the campus, the pulse, really has to say about the budget of 2011. I am at the Madras School of Economics. Well, what better place to be at when that budget announcement took place? And today we're here today. Sonika, you guys figure in the budget, I mean, that you guys are part of history. How is it really going to help MSc? And as students, how do you think it's really going to help you guys and the institution?
First of all, I'll say that I was really elated to know that MSc was a part of the budget, union budget.
Yeah.
It definitely will give us, a sort of a recognition for MSc, because MSc being in Chennai, you can say that, it's not that much into the limelight, but definitely the fact that it has come in the union budget will give us loads of recognition, and which is definitely going to help the institution as a matter to grow and develop as a, a specialized institution which provides you the services, courses in economics for that matter.
Right. I mean, being mentioned itself is a big thing in the union budget, where the entire country really hears of, your college's name. But as students, what do you have in it in terms of growth and developments, like Sonika was saying? What are you guys looking at when that money comes in?
Obviously, this is a huge issue of jubilation for us. That's the first thing. But then, apart from that, the thing is that there are many expansion for opportunities that's near us, because already there are 5 specialized courses for us, and then there are courses like environmental economics and quant finance, which are very rare in India. And then we can actually expand the student strength. We can admit more students who want to come into such courses. And more than that, we can also have a few more courses. More courses like global standards, we can reach out, and that will be really good for us.
Okay, so global standards you're talking about, then exposure, then maybe taking part in more, maybe I don't know, maybe conferences and on an international level as well. Is that going to help that bit as well?
Yes, certainly. I believe that this exposure will not be limited to India itself. This exposure will lead us to a global platform. I wouldn't, leave mentioning that along with the 5 specialization courses which are going on right now, by the next year, we are going to have around 300 students into the campus, and certainly for that purpose we'll need expansion, we'll need more infrastructure, we'll need more facilities, and certainly, and this step taken by, as you rightly said, Pranav Babu has really helped us. So I really congratulate each one of us.
And you give him a handshake for that,
certainly,
right?
sure, thumbs up.
Okay, let's just start looking at it at a macro view now. Madras School of Economics apart, education on the whole has got quite a lot of allocation. I think it's been up by 24%. Is that a good sign as students? Do you encourage that?
Yeah, definitely. But what we expected, we should get a lot more than that, 10 crore, because we expected that we'll get 25 crore, because our institution is now becoming global.
Okay.
So initially it was not too in lights. When our institution is talked about in Parliament, so it has become very popular. So, but
you're not happy with the 10 crore. You wanted it
yeah,
to be
we
more,
expected
right?
little more. That's not.
Okay, but having got that 10 crore, where do you think it's going to really channelize and go to? Now, he said maybe international exposure, even she was talking about global recognition. Apart from that, as students, what would you want, to be really, for that money to really come in and take charge of?
Yeah, we need some good classrooms, and they're very small campus. So we need some extra construction that side, and some hostels, because we're facing a lot of problems here to to stay here. So.
Okay, so in terms of infrastructure on the campus, some kind of development is what you're looking at. Dhirumalai, anything in particular that you're looking at from these funds allocation?
Yeah, if I talk about these funds, we are going to develop the infrastructure fund. We are going to construct a new building over here, and it will have the global auditorium, which will facilitate us to have interaction with the industry personals. And we are attending a lot of industry academic related activities, like Southern Chamber of Commerce,
Right.
And MSc organizing some functions in hotels, and that can happen in MSc campus, and a lot of people will come to know what MSc is doing and what the quality of MSc is, and this will facilitate to grow the institution to the next level, and that is good for us, and we are happy about it.
Okay, I want to again, draw your attention. I mean, let's leave this allocation for a bit and move on to the student community at large. I mean, your fellow students, who are your peers, who are the students of India, and the education scenario on the whole. I was saying that it's gone up by 24%. Now, whether it's going to translate in the number of colleges or the number of universities we're going to have in the country, is that going to be something that you're looking at, or are you happy with that allocation first off?
Yeah, certainly this is the right move made here. See, since India has a very young population, so it's like to get that population dividend, we need an educated workforce.
Right.
So certainly, yeah, the step has been made. Maybe next year we get more allocation. Maybe we got 10 crore this year. Maybe next year we get 15 or 20.
we always want more,
we
right?
always want more.
But the thing is,
the thing is, we came like branding has been done. So like it will be easy to ask for more.
Right.
Like because this was the first time, so we are really glad, because in India, like economic institutes are not as considered as on par with like engineering institutes and all.
Right.
So if you consider as a per student basis, like we have like 300 students getting around maybe 10 crores. Like it's a huge amount for us.
Right. Do you think also maybe it's going to have a lot more opportunities for students? I'm asking you this because we have a lot of students go outside and look outside for opportunities for masters or be it a PhD. Maybe with this kind of an allocation coming in the years to come as well, it's going to just open up new avenues for the students of India to stay back here, develop their aptitude and make them work here ultimately.
Absolutely, because as you know, an MSc Center of Excellence for Environment, so that is going to boost a lot of research activities in environment, considering there's so much talk about environment the previous year, so much controversy. So definitely it's going to boost a lot of research activities. This kind of money will want people to come to MSc for more and more research activities, for more and more academic courses, because being recognized at the national level at the union budget is not, that doesn't happen every day. So it's going to be a big boost for MSc.
Right. So in one word, if you guys had to call the budget a name, I mean, or if you had to leave your thought on the budget, what would you call it?
MSc.
No, not apart from MSc. Just overall, the budget, what would you look at it as?
The budget is not looking into an inclusive growth of the economy as a whole. That is what my point would be. Regarding education, if you would ask me, a lot of allocation has been done. Yes, a lot of central universities has been started. But the problem is we have a lot of central universities wherein the faculty level or the research facilities or the infrastructure facilities like library are not up to the mark.
Absolutely.
So when we as students were applying for MSc, we never even considered the possibility of us applying to the central universities that were started throughout India, because the level of development in all these universities were not up to the required level that the budget had stated initially.
Okay.
So I think the inclusive growth, that is what the key point should be.
Okay, one last comment for this segment and we'll wrap it with that. Yeah. What is your first thought of the budget?
I think it's more towards, I would call it as a populist budget.
Yeah, you really think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. And one concern is that there is nothing allocation towards R&D activities, which is India is seriously lacking towards in R&D activities.
Very true.
And CSIR, which is built for innovation activities, has not been allocated any fund, which is very discouraging from a student point of view. And we are buying a lot of intellectual property from outside, and we are spending a lot of money on that, be it in pharmaceutical sector or in high tech or energy or whatever.
Yes.
So there should be more allocation of fund towards R&D activities, so that we will have better foreign currency, as well as we will incubate more domestic firms.
Right. I mean, R&D is something that we've always been outsourcing and something we have a lot of potential for, but perhaps not in infrastructure funds like we didn't see in the budget this year. But an important point that you've raised here, Ramo, that maybe while we have the more number of universities and all that, the whole attention should be at developing within that. I mean, in terms of facility, in terms of quality, faculty, is something that we need to really look into before we open up many more spaces, which is going to just be a repetition of the entire thing. Now that you've brought in the whole aspect of a populist budget, I'm going to really ask you guys the question. What about the common man? Has he figured anywhere here in the budget of 2011-2012? Has he gained anything? Has he been left in the lurch? Or has he been left with more money in his pocket? Okay, we're going to take answers to that in the next segment of You Special. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.